Hello guys, today we are going to discuss another NOC that you chose during my Instagram survey, and that is NOC 4031, that is for secondary school teachers. So again, the same format will be like in the previous video. I will tell you, what are secondary school teachers, job titles under this NOC. I will mention some, the others I will leave the link in the description box below. Then we will find, main duties and requirements. And I will specifically explain some of the requirements for this, NOC, because it becomes tricky with this NOC. So secondary school teachers are those people who prepare and teach academic, technical, vocational or specialized subjects at public and private secondary schools. So for example, that would be biology teacher in a high school or a history teacher, in a high school. Secondary school teachers who are heads of department are also included in this group. So then we have, some of the job titles. I will read a few. I won't, read all of them, but you can find out on the link that I will leave in the description box below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? This is really important for me. Thank you. So we have, for example, academic subject secondary school teacher, accounting teacher secondary school, adult education teacher secondary school, algebra teacher secondary school. I loved algebra at my university. We have this really nice, professor who was really patient, and I'm really good at algebra, so I loved it. Biology teacher, high school, as I mentioned, business education teacher, business teacher, second school. Then we have career exploration teacher. This is great that, North American schools and also Canadian schools have this career exploration teacher. It's really important, if you have this in a high school, to direct you toward the, right path and choose the right, job occupation for yourself. Commerce teacher, community teacher, Aboriginal school, secondary school, cooperative education teacher, correspondence teacher, secondary school, English as a second language. So here, listen carefully for all those of you who asked me about English teacher. English as a second language ESL high school teacher, English as a second language teacher high school, English literature high school teacher, English teacher secondary school, ESL English as a second language high school teacher, ethics teacher secondary school. Okay, then we have French as a second language teacher, so you can be in this group. Okay, so French people, French as a second language teacher, geography teacher. I love geography. Greek teacher, guest teacher secondary school, high school teacher English as a second. Okay. This is same. Latin teacher, I had Latin in my high school for the first 2 years. It's a dead language, but still, if you learn Latin, you can learn easily Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. It's the same, French, because they have the same, root. Then we have a physical and health education teacher, practical and applied arts teacher, religious education high school teachers, secondary school department head. Remember, I mentioned the department heads are also included. Who is department head? Those are usually teachers with several years of experience. They can also be department heads. It's really important to have a good department head, because this is the person who organizes lesson plans, curriculums, and it's really important for somebody to be experienced. So if you're applying for the department heads, it's very good. It's very important for you to have several years of experience, and it says in the requirements that I will read in a few minutes. So then you have a teacher librarian high school, trades instructor secondary, vocational high school teacher, vocational teachers high school, and secondary school. Okay, so now we are going back to duties. Just give me a second. So main duties, secondary school teachers perform some of the following duties. This is really important to know, so this can lead you, to write your resume really well. Prepare subject material for presentation to students according to an approved curriculum. So if I'm a teacher and I'm preparing my resume, I would use this sentence and ask myself, okay, so how many materials did I prepare? What kind of materials? What did I achieve with this? And put achievement in your resume, not copy paste this sentence like I see the resumes all the time. That's not good. And then, like for example, may teach and evaluate students through distance or online courses, assign and correct homework. So okay, so when you assign and corrected homework, how many kids achieved these results? Did that bring for this kid to, have grade A or grade B, or improve from grade C to grade B? I'm just guessing by heart. You know what your goals as a teacher are. Okay, so may supervise student teachers. So this is the only, also one of the things, when I see in the, job postings, when they're hiring teachers, they want you to write your teacher's goals. Like, what are your teacher goals? Like, you have to write your teacher, what is your philosophy as a teacher? So one or two pieces of paper. So it would be really nice to read this, so you can think about your goals as a teacher. What do you want to teach your students? This is really good if you can differentiate yourself and write really nice, next to the cover letter, add that as well when you are sending your resume. Employment requirements, listen carefully, this is what I want to explain. Teachers of academic subjects, meaning like for example biology teacher, require a bachelor's degree in education, which is often preceded by a bachelor's degree in arts or science. So what does that mean? That means if you want to be a biology teacher, you need to have a bachelor's degree in biology and also a bachelor's degree in education in order to teach, okay? So it's not enough to have a biology, like for example biology degree, bachelor in biology. You have to have bachelor in education, because that will enable you, to teach. This is really important, and again it has to be evaluated by VAS. So I'm going to repeat this as a parrot. So please check this video, so you know how to evaluate your degree. So I don't want to get any more questions. Oh, how am I supposed to evaluate my degree? You have a video about it, it's right here, and then you can, check it, please. And then teachers of vocational or technical subjects require bachelor's degree in education, which is usually preceded by specialized training or experience in the subject. So they have to have a specialized training, experience in the subject, few years, and then they can teach, these vocational or technical subjects. This is really important for you to understand. Instructor of trades in Quebec. Okay, so I'm not doing Quebec, you can read about Quebec. Department heads usually require several years of teaching experience. If you watch the video until the beginning, then you can, know that I mentioned that. To specialize in special education or English or French as a second language, additional training is required. So it is not enough to have all these things, you need additional training. So all these requirements you will find if you Google, okay? And then a provincial teaching certificate is required. So in order for you to teach at secondary institution in Canada, and if you are a foreigner, you need to have a teaching certificate. That means this profession is licensed, okay? So we are going now, because I cannot, give you about all the territories and, provinces. So I will be giving you for the province of Ontario College of Teachers. I will read what you need to get the teaching certificate if you want to teach in Ontario. So each province is different, so you can read. I just chose two because you're always asking me about BC and Ontario, but again there is a video about my video Prince Edward Island. Check it here, and you can check also for in the description box below. You can find, for the teacher, what is needed for the teachers in Prince Edward Island. For the rest of the, provinces, you need to Google, okay? So let's see, requirements. To be certified in Ontario, province of Ontario, teachers must have completed a minimum 3-year post-secondary degree from an acceptable post-secondary institution. Again, if you're international, you need to verify your degree, right? By this. Have successfully completed a 4-semester teacher education program, apply to the college for certification and pay the annual membership and registration fees. And then if you scroll on this page, I will leave the link, there is a really nice part about international people. So they accept international people, but you have to read this part. International educated teachers can learn about registration, requirements, language proficiency, so you will probably need to, submit your IELTS, and the evaluation of credentials. The college holds regular information sessions for internationally educated teachers. This is amazing, so you can attend one of these sessions. Find out more about these sessions and upcoming dates. So I clicked here on find out more about this session and upcoming dates, and let's see what they're saying. The college offers 2 types of information sessions to help teachers who would like to work in Ontario. If you have not yet applied, get help with the application process, and then if you've already applied, get help obtaining the documents you need. So this is really important for those of you who want to teach in Ontario. You can check everything here, and you can even write to them. So I will leave the link in the description box below. Then we have another one, British Columbia. This is the famous British Columbia favorite among my subscribers and, YouTube and Instagram subscribers. They always ask, oh, I want to go to British Columbia. So let's see. So how to apply for a BC teaching certificate? You will need a certificate of qualification, sometimes called a teaching certificate in BC, to be eligible to work in BC's public schools, independent schools, and First Nation schools. This certificate is issued by the BC Ministry of Education's Teacher Certification Branch, TCB, to applicants who meet specific qualifications. Applicants are assessed on their academic record and teacher education training, relevant teaching experience, and suitability for working with children. Different certificate types are issued to applicants based on their qualification and teacher education training. For example, the DCB may grant you a professional certificate, basic certificate, or conditional certificate. Conditional probably, you need to fulfill some requirements to get these other. Under unique circumstances, educators may be granted a letter of permission that allows them to teach as an uncertified teacher. So you might get this as well. Applying for a BC Certificate of Qualification is a straightforward but lengthy process. I love Canadians, why I love them? Because they say everything's straightforward. Everything is right there. So they are not lying to you. They're telling you it's a lengthy process, okay? Here is a quick overview of the process of the Ministry of Education website. So you can check this, it's in a blue color. You click here. How to apply. How you apply for a BC teaching certificate depends on whether you have completed your teacher education training program in British Columbia, within Canada, or internationally. So you have to think, if you are in BC, you did it in BC, then it's different than if you did in the rest of Canada. Obviously it's different if you're international. Majority of my subscribers, you are international, you're outside of Canada, so this applies for you. Use the teaching certificate application selection tool. So they have tool, everything is so great. I love BC website, everything is so great. To help you determine what type of certificate you qualify for. So require documentation. Full details can be found on TCB website, but at the minimum your application must include. So I will read this. A completed certificate of qualification application form. Official university transcript from each post-secondary institution you have attended. For you, you're attaching WES because you finished international, for those of you who are outside of Canada. Recommendation and official transcript from the post-secondary institution from which you completed your teacher education program. So you need a recommendation letter. It's really important to be written in Canadian style, okay? So if you need help with this, you can ask me and then I can fix your recommendation letter. I'm also doing this service. Consent to criminal record check. Yes, you need your criminal record check. 2 confidential character references. So usually your coworker or some supervisor, I would suggest. Identification documents such as birth certificate or other official government identification, so passport in your case. practicum report application fee. So how long will it take? So it's written here how long it will take, and then they are prompting you to apply today. So everything is so thoroughly explained. Obviously I was reading some parts, some parts I jumped because this video would be too long, but please check this. So again, let's sum it up. You need the teaching certificate to teach in Canada. It depends on the province. Each province has its own set of requirements. You will find it by googling teaching certificate and then the province name. So you can find more requirements. So if you're going to Saskatchewan, it's different than from BC and Ontario that I just explained to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I helped you, some of you who want to come to Canada as a teacher. Bye.